was interested in the fact that high schools were not letting children graduate without knowing about mathematics and how to balance a checkbook and stuff like that. And it bothers me. So I decided with a friend of ours to make a program and sell it to the schools. But we visited a company and we proposed to sell the program to them, but they were not interested, but they asked if I knew anything about robots. And I said, yes, I happen to have a friend who builds robots for the movies. And I talked with him and he said, great, let's make a robot. So Richard Landon and I put our heads together and put parts together, and we have Ricky. Richard Landon is the fellow who worked on the Terminator robots in the movies.
Very
and
exciting.
Aliens and Jurassic Park, and he's a A-list Hollywood kind of guy.
So you put that technology together with this idea of educating somebody.
Yes.
Because that's the whole purpose of Ricky, is educational, correct?
Right. His purpose is to help treat children with autism.
But how did you get from I want to make sure that everybody learns math to treating kids with autism? How did you get there?
Because, first of all, I saw the potential of robots helping people on a grand scale. A lot of people don't like robots.
Really?
But they better get used to them
They
because
better.
they're not going to go away
And they're
going
awesome.
to increase. Yes.
Well, especially when they're fur covered, they're awesome.
Yeah.
I don't know that I want to meet one of the robots from Terminator, but
No.
but Ricky is an entirely different thing.
Yes.
Okay, so did you have experience with kids with autism when this came about?
No, I had not. I mostly worked with educational films, producing and writing and documentaries and industrial films and educational films. Made a lot of films. And so it came natural to me to try to write a script or to get something that's going to encourage people to communicate. And that's, I stumbled on the fact that children with autism sometimes have trouble communicating with people. And there have been lots of studies that say kids will retain 30 to 40% more material if they're talking with a robot rather than reading it off a screen.
Isn't that amazing?
So we thought, gee, if we can get the kid to talk to the robot, gradually you can transfer those communication skills from the robot to the therapist or the caregiver.
Yes.
And that's one of his jobs. The other job is long-term. Once we get the kids to communicate, is to seek out the skills of that particular child and see if we can develop those skills, and eventually, when the caregivers are no longer able to give care, the child can monetize those skills and he will not have to be institutionalized when he's an adult. So, and that seems to be working. It's a long-term plan. First thing we try to do is to get the child comfortable in the world in which he finds himself, because it's a very perplexing world. It's much different than our world. And so that's the essence.
And I got to say, there are several different companies that are looking at robot technology with autism, and they're doing it in all different ways. And one of the things that you have done that I think is so important is that Ricky is an animal, and he's soft, and he's very approachable. He's cute, cuter than cute. And we know for our kids with autism that when they're having trouble communicating, that having an animal, that a lot of our kids are drawn to animals, that they will make eye contact with an animal that they won't with a human being. And so some of the other robots that look like kids or that look like robots right? Maybe aren't going to have that element for the kids that you have seen kids interacting with this little guy. I can't help myself. He starts talking and I feel like I am like a little kid again. I get all goosey about having a conversation with him, but you have seen kids, he gets their attention, does he not, Ralph?
Yes, he does. We chose a dog because that's the animal that people are most familiar with.
Right.
He could have been anything, but
And in fact, he can be anything down the
yes,
road.
that's exactly right. We have several different skins that he can wear. He has a set of scrubs, and he has a shirt. We can make a military uniform because there's a lot of autism in military families.
Yes, absolutely.
And so that's very, very flexible. Also, as an aside, Ricky comes with French, German, Spanish, and English.
Love it.